Hey there people, and welcome to this video where we'll be going through all 6 stages of No Man's Land on extreme difficulty on the event Farewell My Wonderland. So for the most part, at least for me, I managed to beat all these stages on my first go, with the exception of one, and that exception is a pretty difficult one, at least it was for me. We'll get to that when we get there. So for this first stage, here, the most significant enemy here is the Shadow Walker. For his elite ability, he has Defensive Attack 3, where he has 8 stacks of damage reducing mark, each of which can reduce all types of damage for 5%. One stack disappears at the end of each round. So he's gonna be pretty tanky for a while, but if you have the damage output, you should be able to take him down no problem, as well as anyone else. I do apologize if I get my information mixed up. I recorded this several days ago and I'm now recording commentary for it. So for this stage, it's divided in half as you see here. So the only way to get across is to use that teleporting ability or to use that portal there, which upon use can take you anywhere on the board, so you don't necessarily have to go to the opposite side. And of course we had some conditions here. You can see on the bottom left that red bar there. One is Rune Command. For every 3 rounds, summons 3 runes that become a Gloom Ghoul after 2 rounds at a random location on the field. So that hasn't happened yet, I don't think. Yeah, it's the one where you see those marks on the ground and the number showcasing, where you have to walk over it in order to get rid of it. So you don't want this fight to prolong too long. And the other condition, Meteor Salvo, this is a useful one. For every 4 normal attacks performed by an Aurorian, 1 meteor is summoned to attack the enemy with the highest HP. So getting in a bunch of normal attacks on any enemy is pretty helpful. So this Shadow Walker here, in terms of attack, not the most threatening thing ever, however, it can attack from a distance, and I don't remember if it was this stage, but I think at one point he can buff up his allies here. So you see here that those meteors falling down onto the Shadow Walker. That's the Meteor Salvo ability, so maximize normal attacks and the number of normal attacks you get, and you'll take them down no problem. And the rest of this is pretty easy. The level recommendation for this first stage is just Ascension 3 level 40. And if you saw at the beginning there, I had Ascension 3 level 60 Aurorians. And actually, Ascension 3 level 60 is the maximum level I have for Aurorians, so if you're curious if you need Ascension 3 level 80, you don't. I would recommend getting Ascension 3 level 40 at least, but it depends on, you know, your lineup of Aurorians and how well you play. So that was stage 1, pretty straightforward. This next one, recommendation level, is Ascension 3 level 50. I decided to go with my forest team here. The elite enemy here is the Shadow. You see there in front of me. Its elite ability is Pranayama 3. I think I pronounced that right. Generates 5 stacks of count shield as each round starts. If the shields are not all broken by the end of the round, restores 5% of HP. So in terms of strategy, I kind of brute force these first few stages just because I have like, as you can see, I have really good Aurorians with me, and they're pretty high leveled up. So for the 2 conditions there, Once again, those red bars on the bottom left, we got Rune Command again, so for every 3 rounds, summons 3 runes to become a Gloom Ghoul after 2 rounds at a random location on the field. So once again, try not to drag out the battle, if you can. But we also have a new one here, Life and Death Struggle, a Warriors and Monsters attack, plus 10%, and healing minus 10% every round. So the longer this goes on, the stronger everyone gets. But the healing effects are decreased, so you might get a nice attack buff as the fight drags on, but healing won't be as effective. So you can see there, they get much healing there, but it's okay. Because I'm maximizing the amount of damage I do here. Oh yeah, those rocks there hold the prison tiles under them, so it would definitely be nice to get rid of them if you get a chance. Either with like a active skill or a chain skill that has like area attack. So for instance, Hero's active skill here will definitely destroy those rocks. I think I did that once or twice here. Sorry, I'm kind of looking at my other screen here to read all the information I have to say. But yeah, the shadows and the sip orbs, those squid-like things there, are like the main enemies here. Not the most dangerous enemies ever. But remember, they get more attacks as the fight goes on, so... As you can see here, I'm taking a little bit more damage than I'd like to. And as you see there, Gloom Ghouls spawn there on the top. What Gloom Ghouls do, in case you've forgotten, is they will attack you regardless of where you are on the board and give you a status effect. In this case, it's burning, which will hurt you every round. Yeah, like that. So it's very annoying to have to deal with, and if you can walk over those rune tiles and prevent them from spawning, you could, but what I did here is I wanted to take care of the enemies as much as possible, but as quick as possible. Thankfully, Gloom Ghouls are very weak, so if you can get close to them or use an active skill to take care of them, it would be beneficial. So as you see here, just coming to the end of this fight, just like that. Not much else to say here. So that's the first 2 stages. Now on to stage 3. So for stage 3, it's filled with forest element enemies, so ideally we're going with our fire team for this one. So the elite enemy here is the Violence Mark there, that bad looking thing, and its elite ability, Battle Mark 2, joins the battle with 60 stacks of a defense increasing mark, each of which can increase basic defense by 3%. Loses 1 stack each time damage is taken, and 15 stacks at the end of each round. So, as you plan out the paths that your warriors take, don't expect to take down those guys right away, so focus on everyone else. And if you can get some damage in, it's good, but again, you're gonna have to... Don't plan for them to die in just 1 round, or even 2. And as for the conditions here, I'll get to that in a sec, sorry. I'm going through my own game here to look at the conditions. because I can't look at the video. So we have a new condition here, Death Nourish. Upon death, Eclipsite increases attack of the remaining Eclipsites by 5%. Attackable. So if that condition becomes too much a problem, you might want to plan out killing multiple Eclipsites in the same round. So that way you don't have to worry about the others getting super strong. But still, it's better to kill some Eclipsites than just leave all of them alive to attack you. So once again, we have another elite Alliance mark there. And we got some Merkmites, those slug things, those big slug things. Definitely don't want those guys here near you, do a lot of damage. Oh yeah, and once again, those rocks with the prisms below them. So when you get a chance, destroy them, and you can make life easier for yourself. Oh yeah, and the other condition is one we already saw. Life and death struggle. Avoidance and monsters attack plus 10%, healing minus 10% each round. So yeah, it's very convenient that my Faust is actually max breakthrough, so he can convert 5 tiles right away, or if I waited one round, 6. Unfortunately, SE isn't. Actually, I don't remember, did I ever get a duplicate of SE? I don't think so. I think her skills are just base. Just a normal base. The tool here is really good as well for using an active skill to damage enemies from a distance. And even push them towards you if you need to. As you see, third stage, not that bad. And the recommended level for that stage by the way is Ascension 3 level 60. Now for stage 4. Recommended Dorian level, Ascension 3 level 70. Our elite enemy here is the Warmonger. Warmongers, I'm sure you all know at this point, or if you don't, they're very strong and annoying enemies. They can deal a lot of damage, and they have the ability to stun you, which will leave your warriors vulnerable for 1 round, which is very dangerous in the more difficult stages, because that's a lot of damage that can happen to you just like that. Oh yeah, these guys. You definitely have to keep a lookout for these guys. The Infernos there. So, in case you don't know how you can deal with those Infernos there. By the way, with the Infernos are those spear-looking guys. So you see one at the top there, one in the bottom right. You need to click on them so you can see where their attacks are going to go, because they attack specific tiles on the board every round. And you want to avoid getting attacked by them at all costs if possible. Oh yeah, I forgot. The elite ability of the Warmonger. Its elite ability is Shadowy Chase. Counters a warrior's active skill, increases attack by 5%, and action +1 in the current round. Stackable. So basically, the more skills you activate in 1 round, the stronger the Warmonger gets. So that's something to keep in mind. So this stage, I ended up making more difficult for myself than I should. Because you see, I get a couple close calls here. This should be a more straightforward stage, but maybe it's just me, but it feels like you don't get a lot of blue tiles here. Because these enemies are fire types, so I brought my water team here. Actually, if you pay attention to the bottom left, you see we have the day-night cycle thing. That becomes relevant here because of the following conditions. And we have 4 of them this time, so listen up. First, we got Detonator Enhancement. During the day, increases the detonator damage of warriors by 24%. So, if you plan on launching any detonator attacks, like with Azure here, you want to do that during the day to maximize damage and potentially kill the warmongers just like that. Because, you know, they occupy 4 tiles, so that's 4 tiles that you can damage in order to get a lot of damage in. The second condition, Sniper Enhancement. At night, increases the sniper damage of the warriors by 24%. The third condition, Bruise Healing. When night and day alternate, Eclipse Sight's bruises are converted to HP. So if you pay attention to when I'm damaging these guys, you see that little gray bar forming there, next to the red bar? So that's like an injury tab there. It's not necessarily health. Oh, I got stuck there. Yeah, that's what I mean by me being stupid. I actually almost died here. Oh my god. But yeah. As long as you don't act stupid like I do here, that bruise healing thing shouldn't be that much of a bother. Just take care of either the warmongers or the infernos as fast as possible. Because you definitely don't want both of them teaming up on you and inflicting damage every single round. And the fourth condition, bruise accumulation. When taking damage, enemies accumulate bruises equal to approximately 30% of the damage taken. So that's the gray bar I'm talking about there. So it's not health, so if you drain an enemy's health, even if they have that gray bar there, their bruise, they'll still die. So the bruise healing is the only thing that will restore their health. Like it basically converts that gray bar into the red bar and gives them their health back. So yeah, if anything, I might recommend prioritizing the warmongers because they do a lot of damage and they can stun. Even if you get hit by the infernos, you can tolerate some burn damage here and there, but you don't want the warmongers damage you a bunch, or in worst cases stunning you, because that opens you up to more attacks. Yeah, as you see here, I'm just making a fool of myself. It should not have been as difficult as it should have been. I mean, as it was. Yeah, thankfully, the warmongers can block each other, which definitely saved me here. Yeah, but I'm about to finish things off here. Again, prioritize the warmongers, so you avoid getting stunned at all. I think that might be my best tip here. So having at least 2 detonator warriors wouldn't be a bad thing. And maybe if you can get a sniper warrior that you could use to kill the infernos from a distance and take advantage of the day-night buffs they get. Right, so this next stage here, this is the one that took me like half an hour to do. Right, if you notice the cut there, I edited out my failed attempts here, because I'm sure you all don't want to see me get destroyed for 30 minutes straight. That'd be a waste of time for this video. So stage 5 here, this is the one that I assume most of you will find yourselves having trouble with. All these enemies here do a massive amounts of damage, and the Aurorian recommended level is Ascension 3 level 80, so the max level, which I don't have. My max level Aurorians are like 60, Ascension 3 level 60. So who do we got here? Our elite enemy for this stage is the Shadow Walker again. Now the Shadow Walker on his own won't deal that much damage. However, he can increase the attack of the other Eclipse Sights on the field, which only makes things more difficult. However, if you position yourself just right that you only get attacked by him, you won't take that much damage. So that's something to keep in mind. So his lead ability, he has two. He has Valiance 3. As HP decreases, defense increases up to 2.5 times the basic defense. So he's gonna get quite tanky. He has Drain 3. When awakened, counters active skills, increases attack by 2%, recovers HP by 5%. The effect is stacked well. So again, I don't think I said this already, but when enemies are awakened, you can disrupt that if you apply a status effect on them, such as paralysis, poison, or burn. I think those are the three things. I'm sorry, I don't normally take advantage of unawakening these enemies, so I'm sorry if that wasn't helpful there. But that is something to remember if you think you might need that. And of course, the other enemies here, we have the dumpers. Pretty annoying enemies that will push you around. We have the long hooks. They will attack you from a distance and pull you in, and do a lot of damage in the process. And of course we got the Tread Blades and the Sip Orbs. Normally not dangerous enemies, but remember that the Shadow Walker will buff them up. And of course, since these are water enemies here, that's why I bought my Thunder team here. And of course we have the day-night cycle thing again, and the conditions for this stage, I forget. You know, the little red bar in the bottom left. We have defense penetration. At the turn of the day and night, defense of allies and enemies is reduced by 10%. So this also adds on to why this stage is so difficult. The longer the fight drags on, the more damage you will take. And of course the more damage you do, but if you don't have a good opening, you're not going to be able to take advantage of that. So one mistake I think I did here is that I needed more converters. So I do have Gonvo and Eodin to help. However, Gonvo doesn't break through that. I don't think I have any duplicates of her at all. And Eodin skill is useful, but her cooldown is a long time. And Nadine can only convert one tile. So since the goal here is to be able to move around the stage more, I might have traded in my flooring for maybe Seal or Beverly, like another converter, to make sure I have more tiles to travel across to dish out more damage. And of course heal and create distance. And actually I think it was after this fight that I was considering doing that, but you know, I won this fight, so I ended up not needing to do that, but that might be something to take into consideration. Man, those numbers are annoying. Oh yeah, the other conditions. We're already familiar with these. Bruise healing. When night and day alternate, accumulates bruises are converted to HP. Bruise accumulation. When taking damage, enemies accumulate bruises equal to the approximately 30% of the damage taken. So yeah, once again, that's that gray bar you see there. When night changes to day and vice versa. Oh my god, I almost died here. Yeah, don't kick yourself too much if you find yourself taking a long time with the stage. It's to be expected, but as you can see here, I'm about to clean up most of these enemies here. Dealing with just a Shadow Walker and maybe the Dreadblade there. But that's manageable for me. So yeah, I recommended the idea of having more converters because how I lost those other fights before was because I got caught out in the open with like no good like path to go on to distance myself or deal damage. So the enemies just overwhelmed me and I eventually died. But as you can see here, I'm about to clean up this stage. It was very close, but this 5th stage is, in my opinion, definitely the most difficult stage out of the 6 stages of extreme difficulty. Which is odd because the next stage here, the final stage here, is actually not that bad. I mean, I don't know if I got lucky here or if I'm just... I was about to say over leveled, but I'm not. Because this next stage is Session 3 level 80 recommended, but only max 60 recommended. So this last stage features the boss, Kasta. So the way Kasta works is her attacks are based on where you are on the board. However, her attacks aren't really that problematic, at least not for me. Like, I didn't really try to avoid her that much. I mean, they kind of did there, but as you see the fight progress, I'm more aggressive with my planning. Oh yeah, and as you can see there, she has this skill, Russian roulette counter. How it works is whenever an Aurorian uses an active skill, Kasta moves 3 tiles towards the Aurorian and applies 2 layers of count shield to herself. When there is any Aurorian within 1 surrounding cluster of Kasta, she casts a skill to attack the Aurorian. So that's what just happened there. But once again, the damage output for her is not as high as you might think. So you don't necessarily need to like distance yourself from her all the time. And in fact, if you do plan on using active skills a lot, you're pretty much expected to tank some damage. Although, if I remember correctly, I think this goes to the wire. So even if you're not concerned about your health, you do have to make sure you have the right damage output. Sorry. Talking too long. I'm not used to talking this much. My throat's already getting dry, but we're almost done here. But yeah, I don't have much else to say for this stage. I mean, I got Charon here, who's really good because he can attack diagonally, so that's more attacks. Novio for healing, Faust and Essie for converting, and Toru for the sniper-like damage. Okay, actually it looks like I do distance myself from her, but because I use all my active skills, he just closes in anyways. Okay, so maybe you do want to distance yourself, but if you do get hit by skills because you're using your skills, not as problematic. Again though, you want to test that out for yourself. If anything, it might be, if you need to, you might need to plan out how you use your skills and only use maybe 1 or 2 per round. But again, it might be worth it to tank the damage. We see here, she's not even getting to my shield here that I got from Novio's skill, so that's why I was so adamant on just, you know, brute forcing it. But yeah, other than that, we're coming up to the end of this fight here. So if you managed to stick this far, thank you for watching. If you're interested in seeing more commentary like videos like this from me, like maybe even for the Into the Abyss stages, because I uploaded a few videos on that, but there's no commentary there. But I might for the future with the more difficult stages. Then I would appreciate a like, subscribe, and or comment. It lets me know that people like this stuff and would like to see more. Especially if it's a comment, because that's like guaranteed, hey, I like to see more of this, so, you know, relays that message to me. I stream Alchemy Stars from time to time on Twitch, by the way. So if you'd like to see me like do this, you know, live, whether it's doing difficult stages like this, or polls, or you just want to chat, whatever, that's where you can find me. My Twitch link should be in the description. And my Twitch name is the same as my YouTube name. Yeah, I think that will be it for me. So once again, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I wish you the best of luck with your extreme difficulty attempts. Although I imagine for some of you it must have been a walk in the park. Anyways, thanks for watching, and until next time, goodbye.